Hello everybody. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join. But today is Wednesday, the 22nd of April. It's 9 o'clock, and this is Soul Journeys episode 2. I'm Sabah, for those of you that don't know me. I'm a writer, artist, creator, multi-passionate creator, I'd say. And for the last 10 years or so, I've been on this journey of self-discovery, inner transformation and healing. And for myself, I know that I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of incredible humans all around the world, and that's why my work is so focused towards us all becoming the best that we can be. And I just wanted to start Soul Journeys because I've had ideas like this for so long, and I've got a few projects in the pipeline. But obviously quarantine and this crazy time has come along and kind of knocked everything off course. So I just wanted a way to start what I want to do right now, which is why I'm doing Soul Journeys now. So like I said, I'm on this path of healing, and I'm always inspired by other people, and which is why I'm bringing on different people every episode to be interviewed and tell us about their life, to inspire us and help us all to become the best that we can be. So today I'm going to introduce to you our very special guest. Her name is Rita Morar, and I've known Rita for maybe the last 10 years or something crazy like that. We've never actually, I think, met in person and spoken one-on-one properly, so I'm really excited about this. So Rita is... I'm just getting my notes out. Rita is a fusion singer-songwriter, and she's got the most incredible, classical Indian voice. But what I love about Rita is the way that she takes that classical sound and she's made it something else. And I especially love when she sings in English, just because it's like something from another world. It's so beautiful. And what I love about Rita is that over the last 10 years since I've known her, she has never given up. I know her because I used to work quite a lot in the Asian music media industry, and Rita's obviously an Asian female, and she's never given up. It's a male-dominated industry, and she's just there, always grafting, and always advocating the healing power of music. Now, music is something that I love so much. I'm sure as many of you do. Just giving you guys a wave. So yeah, I knew this was perfect for her to come on and have a quick little chat with me. So she sings in Hindi and English, and like I said, she merges the two together and it creates this completely new, amazing sound. Her experiences actually include over 1,000 live performances, which is just incredible. And she's performed for the BBC Radio Live Tabla Soul Sessions, as well as at the Jazz Cafe with Hussein Manawer, and Glastonbury and the Alchemy Festival. So that's just amazing. So I'm going to bring Rita in and we'll get started. So thank you guys for being here, for joining us tonight. Just waiting for Rita to connect.
Hey Sabah, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So good to see you, my sweetheart.
I know, it is crazy because we've known each other for so long, but we've never actually had a proper face-to-face meeting. So
No, never, but it's all good. It's all good.
Here we are now anyway. How are you? How is
I'm
everything?
good, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm good. It's all right, not to worry. I do it all the time. No, I'm really great, thank you. Just, isolation, 6 week. And yeah, it's been interesting, but a motivating one, which has been good. Always have our ups and downs, but I think we're all going through that, so that's the main thing.
Yeah.
We just keep going on.
How are you finding it all, being in isolation?
I won't lie, I'm finding it real hard now, and purely because I'm actually missing seeing my loved ones, whether it be my family or my friends, and just having that human touch, although I'm with my husband. But you miss all the people that really mean a lot to you, you pick up the phone and you can go for lunch or tea, and so I really miss that connection. definitely.
Well, hopefully this will pass soon and we can get back to that.
Yes.
But I think I have to accept that the world it's changed, and it probably
Yeah.
won't be the same ever again. But
It
it's,
won't be the same, but it's going to be for the better. We have to keep positive.
yeah, definitely. So we'll get right into the interview then.
Yeah, sure.
So the
Thank you
reason I
for
wanted
having me, firstly.
oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. The reason I wanted you on is because I know obviously you started this Insta-Live series yourself, which is called Music Heals.
Yes, yeah.
And as you probably know about myself, I love music like so deeply and passionately. So I get that. I get the healing power of music, and I love that you're doing something like that. So
Thank
let's start
you.
right at the beginning.
Yes.
Where did your love of music begin, and when did you realize that you had this incredible talent?
So my love of music began when I was probably around 5, 6, when my mum and dad used to play like loads of Bollywood songs, records, and my mum's got a beautiful voice, and I used to always hear her while she's cooking, and I've always had this inkling that there's something so special about music. And then at that time, I really didn't know. And then at the time, I was at an age in the 80s. I'm giving my age away now. The 80s that my parents were strict. I wasn't allowed out, but I flipped it because I started to go to religious gatherings, and then from there I found the love of music, and I started to play the harmonium. And
Wow.
then it just grew from there, really. I was self-taught. I've never learned the harmonium. So at the age of 8, my father had bought me a little harmonium, like a vaja, to play in these special kirtans, bhajans, like religious ceremonies. And I used to conduct these religious songs every week. And then my brother used to play the tabla. So we're both self-taught in a way that music has always been very dominating in our lives, because our mother and father never discouraged us. They always told us to follow your path and just do what you feel is right. So yeah, my love for music grew from there. And then from there, I remember there was a time when we were in the car, we were driving to Southall. So I just turned 15, and my dad heard a advert on Sunrise Radio for a talent contest. I didn't know my mum had put my name down. I
Oh,
got
wow.
through to, yeah, I got through the auditions, and I was sick that day. I do remember, and I had to sing both the male part and the female part of an Indian song, a Hindi song,
Okay.
and I was so ill, but I got to speak to the manager's wife and so forth, and I went part. I got through to the contest. I got to the finals. And they didn't know whether to put me in the child section or the women's section because I was 16, bang 16.
Oh, okay.
But I actually sang the same song that the winner sang. I didn't win, but just being grateful for the stage presence that I had, that was more than enough for me. But then from there, that the band that were wanted a female artist to join their band, and then that's where my love for Bollywood music grew. I
Wow.
started to be in a Bollywood band,
Oh,
singing
right.
at weddings and singing at parties and so forth. And
Oh,
this
so
is like while I was studying, while I was working. So
wow.
yeah, I've always had that hard graft, like just
Wow.
non-stop.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
you were actually in a Bollywood band, so that's really
Yeah, a lot of people don't
interesting.
know that. You see, that's where that Bollywood vibe comes from. I've always kept it with me, and it's very special, dear to my heart, because that's where I first started the love of live singing on
Okay.
stage.
So you said that you started out like singing religious like bhajans and songs
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah,
So obviously you transitioned to
yeah,
like more Bollywood and that kind of stuff. How did you
yeah,
deal with that? Were they okay? Were they happy for you to do?
yeah. Sorry, I just missed you. Did you say folks?
Yeah, I said how did you kind
Yeah, oh
of
my
get
gosh.
were
You
they okay?
wouldn't believe it. I had the blessings of my mother and father from a very early age. And it was just so unfortunate. It was just the community that wouldn't accept it. So
Oh, okay.
at the time, it was, seen singing in clubs, and like it had a bad name. And I remember my dad telling me that we know where you are. You're doing nothing wrong. Don't take anything to heart. You've got our blessings. and I've always kept that with me. So every time, you know, I find that I've got a barrier or a closed door, I always remember my folks' words that you were born to do this and do it and just keep doing it. And that's why I have that drive.
That's amazing. And do you feel yourself, like deep down inside, that you were born to do this? Can you imagine life without it?
No, for me, music is my air, it's my everything. I think everybody that knows me knows that to the T, you know, and if they don't know that, then they don't really know me. But music for me is my way of life. It's my way of expression, escapism. It's my I find solace in it when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm reflective, everything about music. You can't escape music.
Yeah, exactly. Music is life, like literally.
Yeah.
Even the earth, the trees, the waves,
yeah.
and there's music everywhere.
Waking up every morning, you've got the birds singing.
Yeah.
You know, you've got something always. There's a form of prayer that's been said somewhere. You just, it's always there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So can you tell us about your musical journey to now? Like, what have you been doing?
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So I was in this Bollywood band since the age of from 16 and then to 27. And it got to a point where literally I had shows every week. It was an amazing time, but I lived all my teenage years doing shows, like 3 to 4 shows every 2 weeks. And yeah, there was a lot of sacrifices. And then when I got married at 27, and it wasn't purely because I got married, it was just I decided it was a time for me to just stop and reflect and just try and live my life without music. And I'm glad I did, because it came back to me tenfold. I had no music in my life for 3 years, and let me tell you, that was the worst time of my life. I knew there was something missing, and I knew, but I didn't know how to come back into it, and that was the sad part. But then I found a way. And
what was the way? How did you find a way back?
How did I find a way? So I got married. We moved out to Welling, near Stevenage. For you guys that don't know, in Hertfordshire. Hi everyone that's joining. I was missing it so much, Sabah. It was just the saddest time. And I remember at that time that MySpace came along. This is the beginning of social media. And I thought, wow, you know, you can connect to artists, you can hear new artists. And then that's when YouTube started to occur as well. But anyway, I connected with this band. So hear me out. It was a reggae rock band, but they had a lot of Asian influences. And I went to see them one day, and then I said, look, I can put my little bits in, my ad-libs, my alarps. Let's see if it works. And then they gave me a try, and then I became part of that band. Wow. So that was like 10 years ago, 2008, sorry. But then my solo career kicked off because I met the producer that was part of that band, and we got jamming in the studio, and he said to me, do you have any songs that you would like to share? And I said, well, I have this song called Rain, but I was so scared to share it, Sabah. It was like, you know, when you're an artist, you're so scared to give something new because you don't know how people are going to react to it. And at that time, I was very introvert. Would you believe? I still am introvert in my own way. It's just when music brings me out. And then I gave him Rain, and then he produced it for me. I sang it, and then we just put it on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Didn't think anything of it. Then an Indian DJ, Piyush Bhatnagar, who's called Sound Avatar. He loved it so much that he contacted me that he wanted to do a remix. And I wasn't sure. I was kind of skeptical. Just me being, you know, me at that time. But anyway, he did a remix, and he had already passed it to Bobby Friction.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it because I was so embarrassed. I thought, oh no, what's happened here? But then that's when they contacted me, BBC Asia Network, and they said, we'd like you to be our introducing the artist of the week. Bobby gave me a slot, and then the rest is history. I became an artist in my own right.
That's amazing. I had no idea that Rain was actually that old.
Yeah, Rain is actually 11 years old now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but I've never released it. Hi everyone joining. Hi Bina.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm waving at everyone, so I don't
yeah.
Yeah, so Rain is actually that old then. Is it one of the
Yeah.
first you ever wrote, or?
It was one of the first songs I ever wrote. The most scariest song I've ever written, because it doesn't follow the format of a song, like the structure. And I was very scared to put it out, because obviously I was breaking the barrier there. But I'm glad the way that it sorts out. And I've never released that version, but that might change soon. Okay. So that's an exclusive.
I've got an EP coming.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. And how was Rain received by the audience, and what was your reaction to their reaction?
Till this day, I'm shocked at how many people connect with Rain, because I wrote that when I was in a very dark place. I just broke up with a friend, and they meant so much to me. And it was basically a metaphor of like, why can they not feel what I'm feeling? You know, I'm so upset. We've invested in this friendship, and there's nothing there anymore. So that's where the metaphor for rain came. Can you feel the rain? Can you feel anything in life? So I didn't anticipate that the kind of reaction the audience were going to give to me, because when I put that out, I received so many messages from people that were saying Rain has really helped me grow, or if this, and it's just that one ad lib, one alap in the middle that just gets everybody, and that was from my heart when I was singing it. So yeah, I'm very blessed with that song, even though it came from a dark place. It's just the most blessed song I've ever written in my life.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think with art, it comes from a place where you're feeling emotion deeply, whether that's joy or it's sorrow or it's pain. So most beautiful art comes out of those times anyway.
Always.
Yeah, so I had a question for you. You just mentioned something before about feeling very scared to like put your own music out there and that kind of thing. So
still do.
Yeah, we do, because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of bravery to put yourself, and even now just being on Instagram Live and putting ourselves into the realm of the public, like we open ourselves up to so much. So what advice would you give to somebody that has a lot to give but is scared to put themselves out into the public domain?
You have to remember that everyone's had to start somewhere, and people will judge. I'm not going to lie, but it's just how much drive and passion you have for that art to be shown out there. I mean, someone said to me once, actually a blind man, I sang, and this was the 3 years that I wasn't singing. I had no music in my life, and I sang a religious song. And then he came up to me afterwards. His son brought him over to me, and he said, because he knew that I wasn't singing, because I said to them, no more songs. And he said to me, Betty, you've been given something in life that you cannot just hold on to by yourself, because that wouldn't be fair on the whole world. If God's given you something, then you should just bring it out and give it to people, regardless of what people say. And that's always stayed with me. So my advice would be to just go out there with your full heart, understand your craft, and network with people that are like-minded in your field. Everyone's had to start somewhere, honestly, and I'm still learning the ropes, even though I'm an artist. You know, we mentioned that I'm working on my EP. I've never done an EP in my 10 years, because the opportunities have never been there, or they've just been dropped, you know, and I've had to pick it up myself. So you can only create your pathway as much as you can if you believe in yourself and you have your full heart. So go for it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, because I needed to hear those words as well. Thank you.
I myself those words sometimes, you know, like I do sound preachy here and there, but then I have to stop and think that actually I feel what I'm saying. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's preachy at all, because
Thank
like
you.
we're all here to give something, and
Yeah,
sometimes
totally. And you never know who you're inspiring, and that's the main
yeah,
thing as
exactly.
well.
So like obviously before you mentioned about rain and how it was you wrote this song in a time that was very dark and difficult for
Yeah,
you. Can you
yeah.
tell me about maybe a time in your life where you struggled or fell and music actually saved you again? So maybe this might be even referring to the 3 years that you had without music. Um,
Yeah.
but is there any
There's been
certain
a
where it saved
there's
you?
been a couple of times in my life, Sabah, that I've had to pull myself out. Yeah, so it's a 3 years where I didn't have music in my life. I had moved away from my family. I just got married. I wasn't near my friends. I couldn't drive, and there was nothing that was keeping me. Well, obviously, I got married. You know, my husband was
Your
keeping me
husband.
sane and everything. Of course, I will never doubt him. But it was just the fact that I was just feeling alone, and I just needed something to just help me just escape from that. But yeah, that was one. Another time in my life was in 2017 when I actually lost my voice. I suffered from dysphonia, which is it's called it's a disorder of the vocal cords. I had strained my vocal cords so much to the point that I actually lost my voice, and the doctors had told me that I may not be able to sing again. So I had to go through silence for 2 months and speech therapy because I couldn't even pronounce my words. They weren't coming out. So it was all like literally recharging my whole body because of stress, because of acid reflux. And I had to change my lifestyle. I had to change a lot of things in my life, which also included letting go of toxic people and toxic environments, you know, and that helped me grow. So I think that was the biggest lesson I've learned of my life.
And
Yeah.
how did music or holding on to music pull you out of those dark times?
So I was actually going to give up music then when I got told
Oh
about
wow.
dysphonia, because when you know when the doctors just told you that if you carry on singing you may lose your voice,
God.
that hits home because
Mm.
you can imagine. I
Yeah.
hope it never happens, but
As a
imagine
singer as
losing a
well.
voice, and it's not even me, just as a singer, as a
Mm.
human being, you know, it's like I couldn't speak.
Yeah.
So it was just literally retraining myself and making people understand. And music came about when Hussein Manua came into my life. Now, Hussein had contacted me in September. So I that happened to me in July. So 3 months, July, June, July, August, September. So 3 months. Then Hussein contacted me in September to feature in his live show.
Mm.
And I said, no, I don't know. You know, the doctors have told me that I might not be able to sing again. And he said, look, let me know when your appointment is, and then I'll call you after. And I actually thought that he would just given up on me.
Yeah.
But a month later, he still hadn't given up on me. And he called me. In fact, he texted me on the day of my appointment, said, good luck, Rita. Hope everything goes well. And that to me was like, wow, this person actually listened to what I was going through. Hey, Najma. So the day came and the doctor said, your recovery is going well. You can sing again. It's fine. You just got to take your time. So that show I had to do was, unfortunately, his mum had just passed on, and he wanted me to do a 10-minute snippet of a Bollywood song, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham.
Mm-hmm.
Now, call it fate, call it destiny. You know, I sing for an hour, I sing for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have been my first show back, 10 minutes of just singing one song, but
Yeah.
it was an a cappella.
Mm.
Now I was so scared. Obviously, there's no music behind me, nothing, but obviously just a key. But he gave me so much encouragement, and his band gave me so much joy to be around, that I felt that I could do this again. And it was just a blessing in disguise. So when I went up on stage November, I remember the spotlight being on me, and I was so scared. I actually remember I was wearing my 5-inch heels, and my heels were like they were like this
Oh God.
on the floor, and I couldn't stand. And I thought, I think I need to take them off. I actually started thinking I was about to
Oh,
have an anxiety attack. But my husband was right there in front of me. My beautiful best friends were in the crowd, and knowing that they were there, just made my heart, that I can do this. And I did it. And let me tell you, Sabah, that was just pure emotion, and it was beautiful. And if you guys want to check it out, it's on my Instagram. My friend Bina was there. It was pin drop silence. I remember it was just shocking. And
I was seeing the clips.
I really don't know where that voice came from, Sabah, from not having a voice for 3 months, and then all of a sudden having this voice. It was just pure joy for me. And then from there, I realized that I really need to look after my voice. I need to look after my body. I need to look after the surroundings. Being given tough love from my friends and my family has really helped me where I am today. And it wasn't only music that helped me, but it was their love, and it's their continuous love. So thank you.
Oh.
Hi, Sunil.
That's really beautiful. I remember seeing the clips from the Jazz Cafe, and it was amazing. Like the energy was like electric, and I just saw the clips so clearly, and you were having like a little dance off and stuff. So
so Jazz Cafe actually was a couple of years after. This was actually another show, but Jazz Cafe was phenomenal as well. Again with Hussein, performing with Hussein is just a dream, because his energy is so beautiful on stage. Absolutely love that. I love that about him.
Well, I'm sure there'll be many more incredible performances.
Yay, inshallah.
So let's get on to the healing part of things now. So I know you've spoken about this quite a bit already, but what does the word healing actually mean to you?
Finding yourself again, and going through the pain, but in a way that you're going to come out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Because the other day I was reading, like, a lot of people are saying in this isolation that the storm's going to pass. But there was a flip side to it, that you've got to see the clouds for the storm to pass. Because if you don't see the clouds, and how you're going to move forward with the storm, and that threw me, because I've never seen it that way. And I actually spoke to Kevin about it as well, my husband, and I said that I read this the other day, and it really makes sense that to get to those clouds, you need to go through this storm, otherwise it's just not going to happen. And healing is that process, really. And healing isn't an overnight journey. It's a journey that you're going to learn over and over again, and you're going to keep healing, and you're going to keep getting your lessons until you get healed. I truly believe that.
I definitely agree with that. It's definitely a lifelong process. Like we're always healing from something, no matter what that is. So thank you for sharing that. So going on now to your Insta-Live series. So you started #MusicHeals. Can you tell me about that? Where did it come from? Why are you doing it?
So Music Heals was a project that I had last year, about that didn't come to life. Unfortunately, it got dropped. And I was quite heartbroken. So Music Heals for me is, I've always been intrigued at what music actually means for people, because I have so much love for it. And I thought, I'm not the only one that just feels so passionate about music. Like, listen to all these artists, all these poets, all these like creative artists out there. And I just wanted a way of connecting people with talking about music, what music means to them. Now, I am no presenter by trade or profession. I'm an amateur. I really didn't anticipate Music Heals would be now in its 6th week. I mean, I've got one tomorrow. And what it is, Music Heals came about. I just came on to sing a song live. That's all I was going to do for 10 minutes. But then someone said to me, well, why don't you speak to someone live about what music means to them again? And then that's when I pulled Music Heals back out, because I had buried that, because I thought that project has gone. It was supposed to be a radio show, and then I just got dropped, and I had disagreement with one of the producers. But then anyway, then I thought, oh, let's do an IG live. So then I brought like one of my friends on, his name's Vic Drums, and we started talking about his journey. And it was received so well that people said to me, why don't you carry this on? So then I got I think I got Drifter, who's a producer of a couple of my tracks, of a great friend and a producer. Then I started to get loads of people contact me and said that we would like to be part of it, or when can we be part of your Music Heals? And ever since then, I've been hosting Music Heals on Monday and Thursdays, talking about somebody's journey, what they think about music, and what does music mean to them. And it's been beautiful because they've been able to share their art, their thought, and their love, and the healing journey that they've had. This is something that come out of it, Sabah, that music has healed a lot of people. I wanted to get into music therapy actually, and because by profession I'm not a psychologist or do not have a science behind me, it's very hard. I'd have to study again, which I can do, but I've got so much going on in my life, and if this is another way of me portraying that how music can help people, then you know I've really won as an artist. I feel it's my calling. I know that's very strong to say, but you know, it's just having such a positive impact, especially in isolation as we all are. We need something to hold on to, something that will give us hope. And if music is that, and I am the person that's putting it out there, then you know, I'm just driving that instrument for everyone to understand what music means.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Even if like you think that calling it a calling is too strong of a term, it's not at all, because this is what you're here to do, and you're already helping so many people through just sharing yourself, your voice, and also especially the Insta-Live as well. So
indeed,
keep up, and you know, music does heal, and it can heal. Has there been any standout guests that you've had on your show yet, that you know, anything that they've said that has really struck you or stayed with you?
If anything, they've all been amazing. I have to say, but I have to say that the common theme on all their journeys is that music has healed them when they've been in a dark place. And I didn't expect that. I did expect it, but not to the point where some have had depression or have had to pull themselves out. They've lived rough. They've had to be alone to go through what they're doing and put that graft in. But the only drive for them was music. Now, to me, that's a big force power. And if people don't understand that, then maybe they don't connect with music like that. So for me to see that common theme of like through the whole guests has just been a pure motivation for me to just keep carrying on this Music Heals series. Hi,
you definitely have to. You can't give up on that. So let's just go on. So obviously, like following your Insta-Live series, I see that you've had a couple of females on, but you've had the majority of males on. And the Asian, especially the Asian media and music industry, I've been there myself. It is a male-dominated industry. How have you found it paving your way as a female in there?
So I'm an independent female artist, and I won't lie, my journey has been interesting in the sense that every person I've worked with, and it has predominantly been male, I have been blessed to work with them because they've always given me free rein to put whatever I want in a song, whatever lyrics I want to put. I've never been given a constraint like many other artists may have had. I'm not sure about their journeys, but what I'm aware of. So in that way, it's been great for me. However, I do feel that we as female artists are undermined in the industry. There was a point where I saw a poster for one of the Mellas, one of the shows, and it was just male. It was just all male artists. I've got nothing against that because they're all amazing, but why not also spotlight the females that are out there that are doing their music? They may not have the biggest following, but then however they are actually still doing music. And I always get this question, Sabah, you know, I know we were going to discuss this anyway, but I always get this discussion that, or question that, why aren't there many female artists out there? And I always feel that I need to fight that. And it's such a shame. But I think in this day and age now, things are starting to change because people are starting to have their own power. Women are starting to have their own power. There are voices being heard out there that actually we are kind of equal. So yeah, I've seen it evolve in a positive way, but never has it hindered me in any way. If anything, the opportunities have been low, but however, I've always found a door opening somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's how you got to see it, because you can't, otherwise, you know, it could be in any industry, Sabah, like with music, that's one thing, right? But in any industry, if your doors are closed, you don't just keep knocking at that door, just go and open a new door or window or something else. So
yeah, what would you say to a female singer who wants to get into the industry but is actually feeling held back because they are a female? What would you say to them?
Don't make it about your agenda. Make it about your music. Make it about the passion that you have for music. Otherwise, if you're going to just hold back thinking you're a female, no one will listen to me. No, you've already given up, because you're there for a reason. And if music is part of your life, you've got to move it forward, right? So you've got to, like, when you start as an artist, and this is what I've had to learn. Hi, Manpreet. As an artist, that you're not given a book or you're not given a manual, right? You're an artist now. This is what you got to do. This is what you got to learn. This is what you got to do to get your royalties. This is what no one, unless you've got a PR agent, unless you've got a manager. I mean, I'm independent. I've had to learn the ropes myself, and I'm still learning to this day. Just network out there, and the social media is so great in this day and age that you can actually reach out to those artists that you enjoy.
Yeah,
I never had that back in the day when I absolutely loved Najma Akhtarji or Talvin Singhji or Nitin Soniji, who actually now follows me, which I'm still starstruck about. But you know, I grew up on their music, and for me, it means so much that I can now, if they put a tweet out there, I can say, yeah, well done, or, you know, give them appreciation. So what I would say to any female artists out there, just learn your craft, keep grafting, and don't be afraid because you're a female. Nah, I'm not buying that. And if you are afraid, come and talk to me, and then I will give you a few words.
Okay, well, Rita said it now, so if anybody's gonna be a musician,
yeah, please do. Please connect with me. Please connect with me. It's all good.
Amazing. So just moving the conversation a bit more onto like mental health and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you suffer with anxiety, depression? Have you ever suffered with
Yes,
these things?
I have. There was a point in my life where I never used to talk about it, because if you spoke about it, you'd be deemed, oh God, she's looking for sympathy. Oh God, you know, we've all lived that, right? We've all lived the point that, oh my God, I can't say this because I'm at this stage in my life or whatever. But I learned that from Hussein.
Yeah.
I learned so much from Hussein that it's okay not to be okay. And it got to a point where I actually, I shared that, you know, I lost the baby and I never told anyone about it. I was so scared. And I remember telling him about this, and I actually wrote a poem at that time. And he said to me, why are you putting it out? Put it out there. I was so scared, Sabah. So anyway, at Jazz Cafe, I had a moment in my head that I felt so beautiful of the energy in the crowd that I actually recited this poem off by heart, and it wasn't supposed to be in my list. And it was the first time a lot of people that close to me heard it, and they were taken back by it. So yeah, it's okay not to be okay. I've suffered from anxiety. I can't lie. That I've had my moments where I've had panic attacks in public places. But if it happens on stage, it's never, thank touch wood, it's never happened on stage to me. But there are ways to to look after yourself if you do suffer from that. Whether it be meditating, whether it be taking time out. For me, it's music, for sure. And this is why I learn the piano as well, because it keeps me at bay. It keeps me motivated, and I create as well. So
is it for yourself, the tools that you use when it comes to your anxiety and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is it listening to music, or is it actually creating or singing, or is it a mixture?
Both. It's a mixture, Sabah. I think it just depends on where I am in that time, whether I'm in the car, just crank my radio up, I listen to some hip hop. I actually chill out to hip hop, which is just the irony of my music choices. But then there you go, a bit of Dr. Dre and Eminem, just me. Yeah. Or if I sit, like I'm sitting in my room now, I've got my piano there. Maybe after I've spoken to you, I might go and doodle on it. And in fact, the other night I was feeling a bit anxious, and I actually went on my IG live at midnight, and I started to play this riff, and everybody loved it, to the point that I thought, oh my God, this actually could be more. So I played it more, and I demoed it. I sent it to somebody, and it's now become a song.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be my next release, and it's actually called Blossoms in Isolation, and it's with a person called Shikadvi. So I can't wait. So it just depends on the mood, and you know how I look after myself, and meditating as well, and breathing techniques. Most definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing so much of that, especially about
no problem
grief and what you've been through. So I really
it's fine. I am so happy that I am actually able to speak to you about it without tears, because there would have been a point in my life. Hi, bro. Hi, D-Light MC. There would have been a point in my life that I was so scared to just be myself, and I think it just takes years of courage to understand that you can be yourself, and not worry about what people think, because people are going to judge anyway. Who gives a damn what they think? You just got to be true to yourself.
Well,
and that doesn't happen overnight.
No,
I must say.
I think it's a lifelong process once again.
Because
we're constantly changing, we're evolving as human beings.
Constantly.
So it's a new you that you're sharing.
We're constantly learning, we're constantly evolving as human beings. I mean, Corona is we're dealing with quite a lot. We're dealing with history here. In fact, we're living with history that one day we're going to tell our children. So you just got to be easy on yourself.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get a bit lighter and a bit happier now. Move on.
Let's do that.
What are your top 5 songs that have helped or continue to help you on your healing journey? Or even artists. I know you love Prince. Everybody loves Prince.
You know what? I never knew how much of a Prince fan I was until he passed away. I mourned for 3 days. Really, I mourned.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was so sad. So Prince. What song gets me is You Got That Look. And now I know it's an upbeat track, if you guys know Prince. It's got Sheena Easton on it, but it just gets me in a great mood. And I think it's all right. Everything's fine, you know. Another artist that I like is Drake, and purely because of the emotion that he has. One song that now you put me on the spot. I love Enigma.
Okay.
So if you know who Enigma is, a new age music, and what I loved about Enigma, that when they came out with Sadness, this is back in the 90s, it had like a religious theme to it, and because I'm religious, I just couldn't believe that they could put like a hip hop beat to a song and put new age like chords and whatever you. So I listen to a lot of Enigma. So if you're in a car with me and I just want to feel like I need some solace, you'd be either listening to Enigma, Drake, or Prince. And Jhené Aiko. I love Jhené Aiko. Jhené Aiko, I found Jhené Aiko when I lost my voice. And I couldn't understand what people thought of her at the beginning. But now, every day of my life, I listen to her voice. It's just beautiful.
I think her album Sold Out as well.
That is my favorite. That is actually my favorite album. There are days where I could just put that on loop and just listen to her sing over and over again.
Yeah. And I think that album is such a transformative, like healing album in itself. Like all the words, the melody, everything is just so
if you think about all the, and in fact her new album, it actually is in connect with the chakras. So if people are into chakras, each song is to do with a chakra and a note of that chakra. So she's really gone into music very deeply in terms of soul connecting, and that is a very rare thing to do for an artist. So we are very blessed to have Janae Aiko in this universe as we speak.
You got one spot left. Who's your number 5?
A.R. Rahman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman, because of the way that he's done a lot of songs with Sadhna Sargam. So Sadhna Sargam is a Bollywood singer, but she sings, she's artist in her own right. But he brings out the beauty in her voice, and Chitra as well. So my favorite A.R. Rahman song would be from the film Roja, Ye Hasi Wadiyan. So
give us a little snippet of it.
Oh gosh, I remember it. I really can't remember it.
Take away from today. And,
yeah, most definitely.
I'll hold you to that. Okay, that was great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I will probably put a list together as well, so for anybody that wants to keep hold of that, I can share that later.
Yeah, sure.
What would you like the future to hold for Rita Morar? Like, what is the dream?
So the future for Rita Morar would be to carry on with my music heals, to get it to a bigger platform. It's got to a point now where I think I need to do more with this.
Yeah,
I'm working on my podcasting, even a YouTube series. I'm not sure, still pondering. I am working on my EP. I realized that I have 4 or 5 good solid tracks that I actually can put out, and I don't need to wait on anybody. So I'm working on that, and then hopefully from that I'll get a tour or a show, and this is all my own hard grind.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
If I get a team, that's a blessing for me.
Are you there?
I'm there. Hey, sorry.
No, that's fine. It's not your fault. Technology, it's fine.
Hey, I'll keep having problems like that. Oh man, don't worry.
Finally, Rita, if you could share one message with the whole entire world and it could reach everybody, what would it be? And take your time.
2 words. And you know what I'm going to say? Music heals.
Yeah.
It does. Whether it's a prayer, whether it's a cry for help, whether it's passion, whether it's empowerment, music will heal.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been seeing people in isolation, but playing their instruments, singing on balconies to connect with each other.
Yeah.
Now, if that isn't the definition of music heals, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
You know, listen to music with your full heart and listen to new artists, learn from what they're trying to tell you. Because in every word has started as a poetry, as a poet has written it, and then they've put a melody to it, and it's for you to listen to. Nobody has to put music out there, but they do it because of the goodness of their heart. So just listen to it and take it in, because that's another sense that will guide you on your journey.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and I 100% agree with that. Thank you so much, Rita. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Just tell the people where they can find you.
Sure. Hi, Naish. Hi, Rami. You can find me on ritamorar.com. Please follow me at Rita Morar. My details are right there. And connect with me. If there are any new artists that just need some help, just some words of wisdom of who to contact, or in terms of like business wise, just contact me and then I can just give you a few links. Musicians Union are a great person to contact as well. But for me, Rita Morar, follow me on Twitter, Rita Morar UK. All my information's there, and I would love to hear from you on what music helps you.
Thank you once again, Rita. It's been such a pleasure having you on, and thank you for
Thank
being just
you.
so open.
Thank you so much. No, Sabah, thank you so much for this. I think the world needs it, and just keep up the amazing work and keep up the beautiful energy that you're putting out there, because we need this. We need people like you and I to just keep encouraging everybody out there, and I think it's a beautiful gift.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, take care. Lots of love. We could talk all day, but we'll come back. We'll sort this out.
Thank you.
All right, Sabah.
Keep shining.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye.